Well, today got this wireless backup camera. And the monitor, it's got its antenna on the back. And your power supply, then you got a on-off button here to turn the monitor on and off. Now the mount on here, where you mount it on your dash or whatever, you do have some holes here where you can probably put some screws or something in there to hold it. And then it also comes with this sticky pad. I was thinking about using that, but thinking about it, I'm not sure if that's such a good idea. I'm putting this into a 2012 Ford Super Duty. I pull trailers a lot, and it's not always the same trailer, so which there's not a lot of places on the dash to put it. It's a good sized monitor, 7-inch or something, so which I've adjusted it down pretty low, so should be able to sit it like right there, and from my point of view I can still see over the hood. Yeah, just not by a lot, but a little, but enough. So I think that's probably going to be about the best place. But being right there on the dash in the sun, and I'm here in Oklahoma, it's going to get pretty hot up there in the summertime. And I'm thinking, is that sticky pad really going to work? Of course, the question is, can I get in here with a drill to run a couple screws? And even then, trying to work this thing, but this base will turn. You gotta loosen this up, and it will turn from side to side. You can tilt it any way you want it. I'm hoping that's showing up on the camera. But I'm thinking I may take the base off, figure out about where I need it, take the base off and run some short screws into the dash, just to kind of be on the safe side. And it didn't really come with any instructions. Now it's a MTFO. And here it's got a part number. It's an MTFO digital wireless pickup truck campers. So by looking things over, you got your camera part that mounts above your license plate and comes down into this cord here. Now on the monitor you have this same plug, this yellow plug. So if you wanted to, I guess you could get a long RCA, but that's basically called an RCA jack. You can get a long one, and if you wanted, you could just run it wired from the camera, because you can unplug this right here. This goes to the wire, the sending unit. So you can, if you wanted to, you could run it wired and not worry about the wireless. But since I back up and hook up different trailers all the time, it's very convenient to have a backup camera. Now here you got your power wire, red power, black ground. And what I'm going to take the left tail light off, and I'm going to find the power wire for the backup camera. And that's what I'm going to wire it into. That way the unit is not powered up except when I'm backing up. Now on the other hand, I could have it live all the time, but I think on the dash it could be a distraction trying to watch what's behind me. So what I'll have to do though, every time I go to back up, I'm going to have to turn this power plug here on whenever I go to back up to turn the camera on. Now the camera also has a on-off button on it, So I could possibly leave that on all the time and just use the power button there. So, and like I said, it comes with the adhesive pad, and it comes with this little one too. And the little one, I would say, goes on the back of the sending unit. So, but you also have these little wings sticking off that you can run zip ties through if you have a place to zip tie it. Curious, if I have this inside the metal there, how well is that going to work to send a signal up to the front? You know, that's going to be one of the questions I have. This also came with this power cord and plug, and then this little adapter here. So I'm thinking this adapter's got 2 screws. It says plus and minus. So I'm thinking that's the hot wire coming off the sending unit. It's got these 2 little thin wires. Originally I was thinking about just hooking them together in with these thicker wires, but I'm thinking, you know, I got thinking, well, I don't know how well that's going to hold. So since you got this other cord, what I'll do, I'll run the 2 thin wires into the little connector here, because that will hold securely, and then I'll just double the 2 red wires together, because inside the box still you have, well, you got a little packet of short mounting screws, so that's kind of nice. I can use those. I don't have to dig around my hardware. You got the connectors here, and then you got, well, it looks like 4 zip ties. So you pretty well have everything you need, which I got my toolbox out here, and I got connectors, my crimpers, and, you know, testers. I can make sure I got power at the backup light and everything else. So I'm gonna shut the tailgate and install the camera itself, the camera bracket here, and this head does swivel, so you can aim it high, low, whatever you want, which I want to aim it where I can see the trailer ball, you know, in there, but I also want it above that. I've got a small little backup camera that I bought, and it's got about a 3 or 4 inch monitor, pretty small, but it works pretty good. And I bought this off of eTrailer.com. Now, I'm not affiliated with eTrailer.com whatsoever. It's just, you know, the place I, you know, bought my backup lights, and I paid, you know, cash money for these myself out of my own pocket. So I'm not affiliated with them in any way. This sending unit also has these plugs here, so I'm almost wondering if I get close enough. Well, I may have to test that out and find out, but it looks like this little unit here will plug in to that. I'm trying to get that in view, make sure it's in view. So I will have to test that. I may hook this up. Well, I guess, yeah, that's kind of a question. This may be a little reset. I'm not sure what that is. Like I say, there's no instructions with this whatsoever. So I don't even really, well, I guess I could look up, I could probably go to eTrailer.com, look up that model number or whatever, and maybe find some information on it. But I'm pretty sure just probably bypassing these 2 and just going to that power cord, I think we should be good. I will test it and find out, and we'll let you know. But when I get some of this stuff mounted, I'll come back to you. Okay, as you can see, I've got the key turned on, and got the tail light removed. Now hopefully this camera will pick this up as I push. Got a black wire with a white stripe, and then you got kind of a green wire, looks like, with a white stripe here. And I can shove that in. I don't know if you can see the light. It's lighting up, so I have power right there. So I'm going to want to connect into this, get my power from that one right there. Okay, and so far I've got, the thing finally got quiet. It was sending me a whole bunch of warning. But I've got the monitor in. The little fins on the back are pretty thin. They're kind of flexible, so I was able to use the screws. So I've got that mounted, and the cord comes down, and you know, I may have to get a little electrical tape and kind of roll this up and whatnot. I'm going to just probably leave that zip tied and kind of out of the way. I bought some little sticky things I can put on the dash that hold wires, so I may set that kind of over here, but I don't know if I want to do that. It's not really in the way, and if I put the little sticky thing on there, they're kind of white and it'll stand out. So I may just leave it like that and just try to get all this bunched together. Put some electrical tape around it or a zip tie. So I've got that part mounted. So now I just have to splice in everything, and you can see I got plenty of room down through the hole, so it'd be easy to pass the wires up. So now I got to crawl, well, basically mount this on the license plate now above it, and then go up underneath, find a place to zip tie this or whatever up under the truck somewhere. So I think it'll be under the truck, and then all this wire in here can come up. Actually, I'm kind of looking at this. I guess they got two sets of wires. I don't know why. Both of those plugs are the same, so yeah, I'll try to run power in through here, I guess. Of course, I think one of these is, yeah, I think it plugs into the red for power for this, and the other one's power for the camera itself. So we'll get some of this set up and see how it's going. Yeah, Peanut Butter just tried to jump up in the truck and didn't quite make it. So, of course, he's got to be out here. Okay, so I'm going to pause this and go ahead and do the next part. And when I get there, I'll rejoin. Okay, what I've done, I wanted to double check my theory here and brought out a little battery, 12-volt battery, and I got this piece hooked up like it's supposed to be. I ran both negatives here, positives here. As you can see, I've got a red light here on the sending unit. Got the camera sitting here on the tailgate. Just thought I'd test it out before I got it. And as you can see, I have a picture on the camera. So, and I guess it even tells you over here in the corner your signal strength. So that's pretty neat. So now I know it's going to work, and I know I'm going to have it wired up properly. So now I just need to go ahead and mount the camera and run everything, get it all zip tied, secured, and then run my two, which I guess I can use this one here for the ground and that one for the hot. So I can trim where I got it stripped off here. I can trim that off flush, and then use these connectors here. If you've never used these before, you see you got two holes on this end and one's plugged off on this end. So you're basically, my wires I'm going to install with go in this first hole towards the bracket, the lock bracket, because that's the one that's plugged off. And then the wire here that has to go through will go in second, or it'll go all the way See if I can put this where you can see it. Getting kind of sunny out here, so I'm not 100% sure. The bulb is getting hot. I guess I can turn that off for the time being. That has to slide in here to this first one, then the other one goes in there, then you crimp that down. If you can see what I'm pointing at here. I got my phone for a monitor, but I can't see in it. Yeah. So then you crimp that down with pliers. It cuts into the wires, makes a contact, and then you put this over and lock it. So, and what I may do, I may squeeze some bulb grease in there just to make sure. So I'm going to go ahead and get it all hooked up. We're pretty well sure how it goes now. So, okay, back again. I found out that one plug that came off that sending unit, I could plug the one power cord into the sending unit, and it powered up the camera itself, so I didn't have to run one to the camera. So basically I got an extra cord. I brought the little battery out and hooked it up and tested it. But I wanted to show you this part for those that have never done this. Remember, the green one here was our hot, and this is our ground. So I have this already pushed on here. So now what I want to do is take our hot wire, and push it in as far as it will go until it hits that little stop. And then once I'm there, then I will squeeze that metal piece down in there, and that kind of puts a little prong down inside of each one, and then close that and it snaps shut. So that's that part. I'm hoping that you're seeing this. It's kind of hard to see the monitor and everything. So now this one, and it's pretty tight on here. It's not a lot of extra wire here. I don't know if I can get some of this old tape off here, and we're not really going to gain much. So now I want to try to get the ground wire pushed in and through here. Make sure I'm not too far in. And like I said, put the ground wire in. Now I take pliers and push that down in there. Bring that around, snap it in. And now that's done. And what I did here too, I went down in through here and down where the wiring goes instead of going through this outer part, just to get it in there a little better. So now I'll probably put a zip tie right here, and secure this wire to the other wire, maybe a couple zip ties, and then I gotta get down underneath and bunch up all my wires, zip tie it up, get it out of the way, and we'll be done. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and get the tail light back on. Let me see, so even now I can actually put a backup light. Oh, let's see how it goes. It goes like this. Something like that. Get that big wide spot right there. Okay, so now that's locked in. I'll get a couple zip ties, zip tie all this together, and we should be there. So okay, got everything hooked up. You can see that doesn't look too bad on there. Kind of covers up the month. It's supposed to be 5th month. Date shows okay, but which I got to get tags next month. So get the right set of keys here. Yeah, had the GMRS radio on while I was doing this. I'm not sure if that's gonna sit there or not. See the monitor up there. I gotta jump in here. Let me shut that radio off. It's set on the repeater channel. The repeater channel is about 30 miles away. This little radio picks it up just fine and transmits just fine. Okay, I'll put the key in there. Reverse. I guess I need to reach down here and push the power button on. And now, as you can see, we got us a picture. So looks like we're good to go. And from my point of view, kind of looking at the hood and everything, yeah, I can see over the camera just fine. So it should work out okay. Or I should say I can see over the monitor just fine. Of course, now when I put it in drive, see the signal, the data will go away. So as long as I'm in drive, I can just have it shut off. I mainly just need it for backing up to the trailer, so I can pretty well leave it shut off all the time, and then whenever I need it, I have it. I probably could have found a always hot wire. I guess it was telling me driver's door ajar. I'm not sure, or because I was in drive and the door's open, or reverse and the door was open. That's probably why that alarm was going off. Parking brake engaged. That's what it's telling me. Parking brake. Okay, now. So now I'm in reverse. Hit the power. And boom, we have picture. So I guess anytime I go to back up, if I want to use a backup camera, I just have to turn that on. Now, I guess if a person wanted to, you could find like on the trailer plug, there is a wire there that's always hot as long as the motors are running. It kind of charges the battery. But you can find an always hot wire or run one back there, and you could have it working all the time. Even when you're going forward, you can see what's behind you, you know, if you wanted to. So you could almost use that like a backup, a rear view mirror per se. You know, so look into your mirror to see what's behind you. You could look at the monitor, and that could come in handy at times. So I mean, you can wire it any way you want. You know, you could have it where it's always on, or you know, as I would do it, I would just, as I did it, it only kept, you know, powers the camera when I put it in reverse. Then it'll send power to the camera in the sending unit. So that way it's not on constantly just when I put it in reverse. So as long as I want to see what I'm backing up, because sometimes at night that helps a lot, having it in, I guess, just about anywhere. But the main purpose I'm going to use it for, like I say, hooking up to the trailer. As you can see down there at the bottom, you can just see the ball, top of the ball, about half of it, top half. So that's pretty much what I need for hooking up my trailers. Make it a lot simpler. I can get it lined up. It may not be, you know, quite far enough back, or maybe too far back, but at least I can line it up, and then I can get out and look, and then if I have to go forward or back an inch or two, you know, I can tell. But at least it'll make it easier to line straight up. So hey, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe. I do a lot of scrapping videos. Scrap I bring in, scrap metal, scrap loads I take to the scrap yard, and you know, see how much weight I have and what it pays. Because scrap metal prices are constantly changing up and down, and different, you know, it's different prices all over the country. And then I also tear things apart. So a lot of you guys that are familiar with my channel, you know what I do, and if you're not, you know, check it out. Hey, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.